Hey friends, it's Joby here with a new video editorial. I've been dancing around the idea of talking about this for a while, but the announcement of Singleplayer coming to the game during the PC gaming conference at E3 cemented it for me. The team working on DayZ has no idea what makes DayZ a compelling experience. I played DayZ from day zero. I saw it on Rock Paper Shotgun one morning, and I was playing in one of the only two Aussie servers that were up later that day. The first time I played it, the world was pitch black, and I spent 2 hours following around some new friends as we screamed and ran from zombies. I didn't find any loot, I didn't attack anyone, and after all that running, I think I died about 200 meters from where I started, and yet I still immediately knew I'd found something special. I wouldn't kill another player for 2 weeks, but I'll never forget that moment. I'll also never forget the first time I actively decided not to kill someone. I'll never forget dozens of incidences in DayZ since it first launched as a mod, and more after it became a full-fledged game. I've interviewed Dean Hall multiple times at Gamescom, and I've made a whole heap of videos, and I've watched as the community for the site that I edited, rest in peace Game Arena, threw aside year-long hatreds to band together in the name of terrorizing Chernarus. To put it simply, DayZ has given me some of the best video game experiences I've ever had, and I've been with the game since the very beginning. And with the announcement that they are introducing a single-player element to the game, I am now 100% positive that despite my fondest memories, DayZ will never enter my personal top 10 games of all time, because the DayZ team has fully departed from what makes the game good. I've spent a lot of time trying to break down what makes DayZ such a compelling experience, and to put it in the most boring terms imaginable, DayZ is a game about priority management while under threat. DayZ has a lot in common with The Sims in this way, except that everything occurs while the player is under constant threat of immediate death. Think about it. In both DayZ and The Sims, you're managing your characters' constantly degrading systems to keep them healthy. The Sims makes things a little bit more abstract by adding things like happiness into the mix, but that's beside the point. DayZ is The Sims, but at any point in time, another player may arrive and decide to instantly render all your systems out to zero. The current trajectory for DayZ's development has departed thoroughly from this basic concept, because the team has made an error in how it approaches the game. They've added systems like digging up worms for fishing, fishing itself, hunting game, and cooking meat. It's all part of the game's adherence to survival as the core driving force behind the game. And the addition of single player reinforces that, in my opinion. I should point out, before I continue, I don't actually care if people want to play DayZ in single player. People can play however they want, and if you want to roam through the forests of Chernarus or explore an empty Chernogorsk on your own, have fun. I don't know what you get out of it, but you don't answer to me, right? You can do whatever you want. Let me make that clear. And I'm not giving you permission either. Like, I'm literally just saying your playing single player does not impact me, and that's not what I'm talking about in this situation. The reason single player indicates to me that DayZ is without hope is because what it actually indicates is something I've feared for some time now. To the DayZ team, DayZ is a game about survival, but it's not. DayZ is a game about survival of the fittest. Hunting and cooking and fishing and single player, all of these things point directly to the concept of the survival simulator game people happily bandy about when describing DayZ. But the thing is, these are all side attractions to the real main event. The social aspect of a game where people can gain at the expense of others. what does living off the land add to that experience, to that social element? It adds very little. The ability to sneak up on some dude fishing is a very minor boon in a game that features about 28 kilometers of coastline. And I realize that you can only fish at ponds at the moment, but sea fishing is coming, and finding someone at one of the very few ponds doesn't really change my point. The genius thing that DayZ did was create areas of conflict through specific loot table assignments and by taking advantage of Arma 2's already gorgeous level design. DayZ was a compelling game because it had these zones where instances of interaction with others raised significantly. If you think about all of Chernoris's a large map, there were areas you could visit where the risk of running across another player raised significantly. Players were forced to enter areas with high levels of interaction because they needed to fulfill priority obligations. They needed to go somewhere with a supermarket to get food, somewhere with a water well. They needed military gear or a hospital for medical supplies, and so they were forced into selecting a destination where their safety could be compromised. And living off the land dilutes this, because at some point DayZ is always about the haves and have-nots, and what hunting and gathering does is introduce a system where someone with everything they need no longer has any reason to visit towns. When you've already got all the gear you need, you can then just bounce from pond to pond getting water, shooting game along the way for food. And that can get boring. And boredom leads to either people not playing or taking risks for the sake of the risk itself. That is, it leads to kill-on-sight behavior. Because if you've already got everything you need, you've got very little reason to rob someone instead of shooting them. Single player in DayZ indicates that the team has utterly confused survival with survival of the fittest. And here's the thing. If the team wasn't so concerned with creating systems to facilitate a complex and complete and ostensibly realistic survival system, DayZ would be much, much more feature complete already. Implementing new systems is what's holding the game back, because there's little point in optimizing a game if you're still bringing new things in which can destroy that optimization. They're pursuing a goal of realism that, to be frank, I don't think they actually want to attain. This concept of the game being realistic is utterly divorced from the way the game works, because at its core, the team still understands that priority management needs to exist in the game, and humans can live for more than 15 minutes without needing to down an entire canteen of water. Which means nobody realistically needs to manage their priorities as regularly as the game would have you believe. If DayZ was realistic, your priorities wouldn't need attending to for hours at a time, but that would be boring as batshit. I don't want to spend all this time complaining about what I think is wrong with the game without offering up any solutions, so here's how I think they can fix it. Remove the hunter-gatherer elements from the game. Just get rid of them. This forces the player to at least visit buildings to check for food. Keep adding new items to the game to be found in towns, and give these items varied levels of quality. Make it so a can of beans replenishes more food than a can of tactical bacon. This way, you create a loot economy beyond just higher value items like weapons and can openers. Add vehicles and make sure they work properly. Give them storage space and the ability to carry a group. These are ultra high value items with the ability to change the game. A vehicle engine noise is like a bandit dinner bell. Give players the ability to stop vehicles without destroying them utterly. This creates an actual moving zone of conflict for players to interact over. Reduce the health pool for zombies so they die in a single hit from an axe. Zombies aren't the real threat. They're supposed to be a momentary distraction and an indicator that a player is nearby. And if you want to reduce the amount of ammo in the game to manage kill-on-sight behavior, you need to give players the ability to deal with zombies without guns. Zombies are currently a nuisance when what they should be is a tension builder. these are just my suggestions for putting the game back on course as a survival of the fittest game. Obviously, other work needs to be done elsewhere with hacking, player and item interaction, and a zillion other little glitches. They made so many right moves in DayZ standalone, like the introduction of items being damaged when a person gets shot, limiting the tech level of weapons, and other things that the wrong moves serve as a frustration to me. They can absolutely fix DayZ standalone, and I genuinely hope they do. I suppose the only good thing I heard from the PC Gaming Show chat was a renewed interest in keeping DayZ mod friendly, because DayZ started as a mod, and how delicious would it be if the best version of DayZ standalone was also a mod? As always, hit like, subscribe if you want to see more videos, and hit me up in the comments below to tell me what you think. Just a reminder though, if single player DayZ is your jam, that's rad as hell, and I'm not trying to take that away from you. I'll catch you next time. Bye.
Fucking. What's that? I'm dead.
There's like a road running across the end of the up the side of the fence. Yeah.
I'm running up the road now.
Next to the road. Although I have been sliding, and when you press escape, you can kind of see. So I'm still sliding apparently, and I went past the fence. I think I'm near a wire fence now, if that's actually happening.
I see a zombie walking towards something.
That's probably where I died.
Died?
Well, I'm unconscious.
Right. Let's not write you off yet.
Alright, I seem to have stopped moving. I'm caught on a fence. It's a wire fence.
I'm at the blue gate. Oh, hang on, maybe it's that road. Oh, yeah, I see Joe.
Yeah, I found you.
Yeah, let's hope you got some saline.
Nope.
Oh!
What's up?
Okay. Yep, hang on. Make me nervous.
What's up?
I'm being held up. Okay, it's on the ground. I'll walk backwards. I can't hear you, dude.
I have bandages, Drew.
It's on the ground.
I'm gonna go help Heath.
Hang on.
Yeah,
what
go for it.
What do I do now? Oh, okay.
What's up?
He's held me up, but he's never held me up before.
Tap him.
In my bag. I got lots of tuna. You want some tuna? What the fuck?
I take it I didn't get him?
Run? No. We're running up the road towards the blue gate. I take it we're not alone?
Can't
Yeah,
believe
we're
I
out.
didn't hit him.
We're outside of the wall. Oh, I think he glitched through the wall. We're at the blue gate.
Where's your gun?
It's on the road. No, it's okay. It's glad to be alive. Whoa! Holy shit!
He dead.
What was that? Yeah, he's dead. Alright, hang on. I'm gonna go pick my gun up.
Did you have to drop your gun?
Yeah.
Grab his gun.
I want my gun. It's all pristine.
Alright.
Fuck, where'd it go?
You deal with him. I'm gonna deal with Drew.